Hello, my name is Piotr Miakoto. I work at the Water and Waste Company of Szczecin. I'm a Master of Exploitation for the wastewater treatment plant Morzane that you are going to see tomorrow during the tile tour. I'm going to talk about the energy efficient wastewater treatment in Szczecin and especially solutions that we think to implement in our wastewater treatment plant Morzane. Although it's only 8 years old because it was built in 2009 for the exploitation, we still see the parts that have to be changed to be more energy efficient. So, first of all, there are two wastewater treatment plants in Szczecin. As you can see, the wastewater treatment plant in Pomorzane is responsible for the left bank of the Szczecin city, while Zdroje for the right part of the city. The Pomorzane plant was designed for 66,000 cubic meters per the dry period, and it's corresponding to 418,000 equivalent inhabitants. Now I present you with a small table, and this table shows the energy consumption and production for the last few years, and the most important maybe at that moment is produced energy. We produce energy by burning biogas in generators, and so here the produced energy, the bought energy, and what is the share of energy as a total. So at the moment we produce for our needs about 46–47% of energy. We see 4 points as a sinks for energy at our plants. 3 are related to the biological blocks and 1 is related to the equipment. So I'm going to go through these parts. First is the replacement of the existing aeration system with a new, more efficient one, improving the mixing in oxidation zones, and application of new air delivery control system. The 4th is replacing pumps, mixers within the plant investments of the company. So to the first point, the first sink of energy as we see it. We have an inefficient air delivery control system, insufficient oxygenation capacity, very high pressure losses on the air distribution system, too slow circulation speed, and we do operating the aeration system on an on-off basis. It does not operate on a fluent basis depending on changing conditions. And for this, although we have 4 blowers, we have no spare blower. All those facilities are enough to have very good results, but we see that there is some field for saving energy and money. So what do we plan to do? The modernization of the system. We're going to perform the off-gas oxygen utilization tests to determine the maximum and minimum air oxygen requirements, to get familiar of different diffusers offered, and to determine the operation mode of the system by division into the sections, aerated, no aerated. The second thing point that I mentioned is the mixing modification. We are going to adapt the mixing force to the new conditions, use the mixers for more efficient aeration, and combine the mixers work with the oxygenation cycles on and off. Now the mixers are working all the time, while we do not need such power for the mixer where there is no oxidation, for instance. The second thinking point, as I mentioned, is the control system. The existing air supply control system is performed using oxygen probes. The interruptions are on-off systems are regulated each time. Automation does not manage the exclusion of unnecessary mixers. And the system does not follow the changing conditions, both during the time of the year, the weather, or the rain. We have to regulate it by ourselves. So how are we going to modify this? The new control system shall adjust the amount of oxygen and mixer operation to varying conditions over time. We have to connect the air supplies to biological chambers with nitrogen processes, and for this we need to apply electrodes for measuring ammonia and nitrates. What do we expect to get by this? By applying these changes, we should get the reduction of energy consumption, the new aeration system, by up to 20%. Just changing the control system will give us about 10%. And if they overlap, we still shall get at least 20% of energy savings. The fourth point, as I mentioned, is the sink or the source where we can spare something or save energy, is reduction of equipment power consumption. We already started to do this. For instance, we replaced 4 pumps after the bird presses. The old ones had 20 kilowatts each, the new have 7.5, and it's not only the energy saving, also the maintenance periods have been lengthened. I don't need to replace parts every 3-4 months. Now they work 9-10 months between the replacements, and the prices are even cheaper. So even if we have new equipment, even much modern equipment is coming to the market, so we have to take a look at it, and if it's feasible, replace it. Within the whole plant, the estimated reduction should be about 5%. So I was talking about saving energy, and now how to increase the energy production in our plant. There are 2 fields that we see it. The first is to improve performance of the sludge line, and the second is construction of photovoltaic farm. About the improvement of performance of the sludge line, you will see it has already started during your tomorrow's guided tour. There are several points that we are realizing just now. The collecting higher amount of primary sludge is on a standby because it waits for the next points to be finalized. We started to additionally thicken the primary sludge by applying the small pumps to the now working gravity system. This will allow us to utilize the full volume and capacity of mixed sludge tank. Then we started to improve the circulation system and stabilization of the sludge heating process in fermentation chambers by exchanging pumps. We used to have circulation pumps that we had to clean 12 times a day each. Now, after applying one testing pump, it was already tested by the last 3 months. No maintenance is needed, and it also has a macerator inside. We already see the improvement in the quality of sludge in the digester that is after this pump. Along with this, we intend to lengthen the sludge fermentation time in fermentation chambers, because having 2 digesters, we plan to build a third one. The project is being prepared as we speak. As a consequence, we intend to use fats in biogas production, which we have some experience with, and improve the way of collecting fermented sludge for fermentation chambers. What do we intend to achieve? The increased biogas production, but at least 15%, high content dry mass in sludge after process. As a consequence, reduction in the amount of polymer that are needed for the dewatering, and because we have an incineration plant, there will be a lower demand for thermal energy for sludge drying, because we'll get a better sludge with more dry solid content. About the photovoltaic farm, as a company we have the experience with it, because on the water intake plant called Miedwie, there was built 2 years ago a photovoltaic farm, a big one, and having the experience of this, we know that on the 3 hectares of land that we have as a reserve at the Pomorzany wastewater treatment plant, if we build panels, solar panels in this, we'll get about 1.4 million of kilowatts energy. So now going back to the table I presented at the beginning, you have the year 2016, the current year, and the produced energy. It will be increased by about 15% plus the solar energy I mentioned. And with all the reductions, the total energy required will be reduced from 8.8 million to about 7.88 million of kilowatts. And at the same time, the produced energy will be increased, so the share of all energy that we produce on the plant shall increase from 46% to about 78%, which is a lot. What it gives us, or what it shall give us, the saving per year, 1.2 million zlotys, which corresponds to about 290,000 euro per year. Okay, that's it. You will see more tomorrow during the tour. I will answer the detailed questions and show you all that I mentioned now tomorrow on the plant as well. Thank you very much.